How you doing? Thanks for clicking on to this special tropical update for the 31st of August. Time is now 4:30 PM here, Greenwich Mean Time in Scotland. And as of course the recovery continues across the east, we look out over the Atlantic Basin and there is plenty to talk about, folks, unfortunately. And it looks as if we've got the hallmarks of the next hurricane of the season. Katia is now just under a threshold of hurricane strength, well, 65 miles an hour, but it looks as if it's organising quite well. We've also got a large complex of disturbed weather across the Western Caribbean that definitely bears watching, and through time and gradual development is likely. Well, let's get straight to the maps here. I'm going to show you a few things. This is off the NOAA site. And you can see here Katia looking quite organised, looking quite well. You've got the deep thunderstorm complex now over the centre, and wraparound convection now showing up quite well. And the system will continue to trek kind of west-northwest over the next few days over warm water, relatively low shear. And certainly all indications are that this system will become a major hurricane perhaps by Friday, if not over the weekend. Some models now also portraying this as a Cat 4 hurricane at some point. So you can see the close-up here. You can see the deep bright colours. That's showing the strongest thunderstorms within and around the centre of Katia. As you look farther out, folks, the environment overall to the west, out ahead of Katia, looks as if it's quite favourable for continued strengthening and organisation of this system. But as you can see here, folks, there's a pretty substantial trough off to the northwest of the system, and that might introduce a little bit of shear in the coming days, depending on how strong this trough and how much influence the trough has on the system. Looking farther out, you can see a very large envelope of convection, of disturbed weather, and over the next 2 or 3 days, folks, this isn't going to be a rapid development, but over the next few days we could be seeing this area of disturbed weather, some area of low pressure maybe forming between the western tip of Cuba and the Yucatan Peninsula. And this system will move to the northwest over the next several days. And I'm going to also draw your attention to this here map. This is actually the maximum heat potential. And what the concern is, folks, that here basically is the area of disturbed weather. This would be the area here that it's sitting under. If it goes northwest and into the Gulf, you've got very, very warm waters over the Gulf of Mexico. At the moment, we've got water temperatures anywhere from 1 to as much as 3 or 4 degrees above normal at the moment. And this here, folks, actually shows and depicts the potential energy that's available. And the Gulf of Mexico at the moment actually is pretty much one of the warmest places for in terms of energy potential within the Atlantic Basin. You can see, of course, and this is often the case, a lot of energy. The maximum energy is basically in the Western Caribbean. See the deepest waters, the warmest waters. But as you can see here, folks, in the central Gulf of Mexico, you've got that energy potential, you've got the loop current, so therefore you've got hundreds of meters down where you've got water temperatures in the mid-80s, mid to low 80s for hundreds of meters down. That, of course, is the fuel that in 2005 drove Katrina and Rita to a powerhouse Category 5 storm. Now, not that we're predicting that, but if this system can organise and get itself into this area, there's northerly wind shear at the moment crossing the Gulf of Mexico, but models suggest high pressure builds in, and therefore we might see a more conducive environment to harness this energy and therefore produce a tropical storm. And I'm worried actually that this system, if it maybe was now the models at the moment, folks, are all over the place. One pushes it towards the mid-Texas coast, one towards New Orleans and Louisiana, and one off to the Florida Peninsula. So the models, until this system can actually organise itself, the models really can't get a proper handle as to what lies ahead with the system. But I wouldn't be surprised, folks, if we got a system into the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. Water temperatures are near 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and deep water as well. You could find yourself getting into a difficult situation for the Texas area. Lots of moisture, of course, but could it be too much of a good thing? I'm worried through time, the latter part of the weekend, we could see ourselves with a strong tropical storm, perhaps even aiming towards a hurricane. So that's the idea at the moment, folks. Keep staying tuned. I'm going to have continued updates in the coming days with Katia and, of course, the western disturbance in the Caribbean Sea. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Have a great day, folks. Bye-bye.